Hello and welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience at the Austin Revolution Film Festival. So this was actually my first time going to a film festival ever, and I don't even mean like with my movie showing it. I mean like any festival ever. I've never been to one as an audience member before, never just for fun. This was my first time ever, and it was a great experience. It was so much fun. Got to meet so many great people, talk to the people, working behind the scenes. The festival director, Jim, is a great guy. It was awesome to meet all of these people, and everybody was so supportive and welcoming and really nice. Like, it just felt like it was all like indie filmmakers, and it was a great experience where they asked us all to stay at the same hotel together. So it was much easier to like meet people and market, and I hate marketing. I hate selling myself at all, but it was such a welcoming environment. It didn't even really feel like doing that. It just felt like socializing, and I would see a short film or a feature or whatever, and I'd be like, I want to talk to that person because I like that, or I have questions about it. And it was so convenient, so easy to just meet people and talk and share ideas and stuff. And it was a wonderful experience. The average festival, from what I understand, there's a lot less people interested in being supportive. They're there to compete. They're there to be better than everybody. And yes, there was an award ceremony and people won things, and so therefore people lost things. And that was a part of it, but it really just, everybody clapped for everybody. When people won, there was no animosity, or at least openly shown animosity, and it was such a great experience that was unlike anything I had been to before, and it was fascinating. It was so much fun, and yes, we premiered our movie, and it was an interesting experience. I had a bit of a panic attack, had to leave at the beginning, came back in, but people really enjoyed it. There was a Q&A afterward. Everybody had interesting questions, good feedback, and it was a lot of fun. And then, like I said, there was the award ceremony, and we brought back some hardware. They don't do trophies; they actually do belt buckles, which is a fun thing. And we brought back 3 of them, which is a lot of fun. One of these actually belongs to Josephine, who plays Rachel in my movie. She won Best Actress. We won Best Actor as well, and we actually, believe it or not, somehow managed to get Best in Show, which is just amazing. I was not expecting it. It was funny to me, actually. So I guess it's like, it kind of works like if you follow sports, like the NFL, you've got Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and then there's an MVP. And, so if a quarterback that wins MVP, he should also be the Offensive Player of the Year, you would think, but that's not how they do it. They want to kind of spread the wealth. And so when it came time for, the best short, obviously we didn't win because we're not a short. We were nominated for Best Feature, and we didn't win that. And so there was a kind of thing like, yeah, I was supportive of the people who won. I wasn't mad or anything, but, there's going to be a little bit like, shucks, we lost. We missed out on that. And I didn't stop listening or anything, but I was kind of thinking to myself about it, and then all of a sudden they talk about Best in Show, and they say the softening, and I was floored. I wasn't expecting it. Like, I thought, I went from having lost to having won so quick. It was such a, it was like whiplash. So that was a fantastic experience. I am so thrilled, so honored to have that, that honor, be given that belt buckle. It was something that I really wasn't expecting, and I'm so excited that people who do see it do appreciate it. I'm not used to winning, I'll be honest. My whole childhood, I didn't really win a whole lot. Got second place in a lot of things, got third place, fourth place. I've gotten first place very few times, if ever. I mean, there was some team sports as a kid, but, I never really felt like I won something before. And I know filmmaking is a team sport. Like I said, Josephine, she won that award. And for the movie to win Best in Show is great because I was a part of it, but it was a collaboration. Logan and Mitch from Elemento Productions were huge in making this happen. Devin, Max, Palmer, the whole cast, Ricky, who did the score, everybody involved in it is part of that award. And then, I know I won Best Actor for some reason, which I really wasn't expecting to. I don't consider myself an actor. I really do view myself as a writer-director. But yeah, even to get Best Actor was awesome, because it's not even just me. We all, as actors and as a crew, we were all helping each other be better. And I think my performance was made so much better by the people around me. So regardless, I don't want to completely say like, oh, I didn't win anything, it was everybody else. So to actually have won something means so much to me too. It was a phenomenal experience, and I'm so excited. Like I said, like I mean, I got emotional about it. I don't like I said, I don't win stuff. So it's cool to be told you're the best at something. And I know it's one festival in Austin, Texas. This isn't the Oscars, you know, it's not the end all be all, but it was, out of this group, I was told I was really good, and that was awesome, and I really appreciate that. But I don't want to spend this whole video talking about that, because as much as I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed all of the things I was just talking about, while at this festival, I saw a lot of really good things. Shorts, features, stuff like that. And, you know, as much as I was there for my movie, I couldn't, you know, turn off the film critic part of me and not, you know, watch these movies. And, you know, of course, you're just there to enjoy it, but you're also noticing things. If dialogue is done especially well, or if, you know, whatever is done really well, you'll notice it. And so I just want to talk about the favorite things for me that I saw. So without further ado, I'm going to get into that. Like I said, I don't want to skate over anything, gloss over anything. The festival was a great experience. I'm so grateful for everybody that made those decisions, that put me in that position to be nominated for so many things and to come away with some wins. It was a great experience, and I'm privileged and honored. And like I said, everybody involved in making this offering, I'm so grateful. Love all you guys. I know we're not done yet. There's more festivals to come. And yeah, we're going to keep it going. But this is a fun pit stop to make along the way. So anyway, let's get into the favorite things that I saw. First thing I've written down was a short called Surprise You're Creative, which was created by Michele Jedlicka, who wasn't there. I believe she's from Australia. She was in the foreign category, and it was just a very interesting short. It's kind of like two parts to it, where I'm not going to like give you a full synopsis of any of these things, because I don't know what the status of any of their projects are. Like, I don't know if a lot of them you're not going to be able to find online. I'll try and get clips or trailers or something for any of these that I can, but I know a lot of them aren't anywhere to be found online at the moment. But anyway, it is like edited and filmed to look like it's this YouTube channel. This woman is, you know, got this channel where every day she's getting a craft in the mail, and she's like trying to encourage people to be creative and have fun and make crafts and stuff. And at first it just seems like kind of like a shitty YouTube video, but that's on purpose. And then you find that out because you're sitting there wondering, and then it kind of cuts away to a very cinematic shot. And there was a cinematic shot early on too. I think it started with one, but then you quickly go to the YouTube video and you forget about it a little bit. But then in between each of these YouTube videos, because it keeps going back to her channel, it's like a cinematic shot of her in her normal life. And it keeps cutting back and forth, and it's doing a wonderful, amazing job of showing a contrast between like the personalities we show online and when we're putting on a face, putting on a mask, putting on a show, and then how it feels in real life, how we are, and how much we hide and how much we carry, and all of the weight of real life. And it never really gives, to me, a blatant answer of what it's trying to say, but it was so thought-provoking and so interesting and so well done. Like, the woman was so believable. I don't know who played the main character in that. I don't think this has an IMDb page. I couldn't find it, so I couldn't really find out any more details about it other than what I noticed in the credits and quickly wrote down. And she was phenomenal, though. It was like I believed her as this lady on YouTube. It was so genuine and so authentic feeling that it grabbed me. It was so interesting, so unique, so different, and I loved that. So that's why I wrote that one down. Next thing I have written here is a short film called Liability, which was created by Travis Aitken. That was honestly, I know I'm kind of getting into it a little quick here, but that was my favorite thing I saw all weekend. It was phenomenal. So let me just describe the premise for you. So a man comes home and he sees that his house has been broken into, and, you know, there's lights flickering, there's a mess, and he can't find his wife. She seems to be missing or something, and then he hears her crying, and he goes over to her, and she's horribly injured, and oh no, it's like the mafia or something. They used me to get to you. You said this would never happen. You said this would never happen. And it sounds like a really compelling, dramatic idea, but the whole thing is done with puppets. Like Muppet-style puppets, and it's played completely straight. There's no real winking at the camera. It's obviously comedy. You would never be tricked into thinking this was supposed to be serious, but it's played so straight. It's so creative. It's got so much attention to detail, and it's so hilarious. It was honestly, like I said, it was my favorite thing I saw this weekend. I know it's silly. It's very niche, I'm sure, but I absolutely loved it. So shout out to Travis Aitken. He really made something awesome. I found him at the festival and I had to shake his hand. I was like, dude, you're awesome. You're fucking hilarious. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one as well. There was another one I saw that was really interesting too. I think it may have been in the same block, maybe not, but called Men in Cars, which was done by Molly Vernon. And actually, so she's from Texas. I think she said she was from the Houston area. I met her and talked to her a lot. She was extremely supportive, very nice person. Really liked being able to spend so much time with her. Gave a lot of great advice too, by the way. She teaches at various schools, film and a bunch of theater stuff too as well, I believe. And she used some of her students. I think the film, she said, started out as a project with her students and then kind of developed into an actual short film. But that movie, I was so intrigued by, I had to immediately go and talk to her about it, because it starts out like it's a true crime podcast, a guy talking about these awful crimes that had happened, and he's describing this young teenage girl that is so awful. She's taking advantage of these full-grown men that drive up and meet her on the road and ask her to get in the car and stuff.
Listen, girly girl, I can give you a ride home if you want.
Local profilers on this case assumed that she was simply born bad, and as the desire for material things took hold, she became willing to do whatever it takes.
Once again, there's no winking at the camera, and you're thinking, like, this has to be satire, right? Like, it's like, you know, playing with the whole victimhood thing of, like, flipping it on its head, where it's like, clearly, you know, the teenage girl is being taken advantage of. She's the victim. These adult men are doing the wrong thing. Why would we be afraid of the little girl? We should be afraid of the men. And but it, like I said, it doesn't wink at all. It doesn't, you know, blink even. It doesn't really do anything. Like there's a moment of comedy at the end there, but for the most part, it doesn't at all let you know that it's mocking or satirizing something. And I just thought it was brilliant. I loved it. And so once again, I had to seek her out. Right around the same time, I forget which block I saw stuff in, so it may have been a different block, I don't remember, but I saw another short film called 15, and that was about a 15-year-old girl who gets pregnant and now is having to deal with the idea of either keeping it or getting an abortion, but she's in an area where she can't, and all the issues and problems that come with that. Let me look it up again. The girl who played the main character girl was Bronwyn Jean Henry, and I looked her up. I talked to the director of that film as well about her, and she was like, she hasn't been in anything on her IMDb page. She didn't have anything else, and she was a powerhouse. She really shone through in that film. Like, you would think that she's been around forever, acting forever. She was a beacon of light in that film, where I was like, holy shit, like, I want to find out who she is. I want to find out if she lives anywhere near Philly and I can work with her. And she's just one of those people that you see and you're like, they're gonna be famous, right? Like, they have to be famous, you know? And I mean, there's a lot of really talented people at this festival, but there's still, you know, it's like watching college sports, where you just see like a lot of talented students, and then there's that one person where you're like, they're going to be an all-pro someday. They're going to be in the league. And that's what it was like seeing her, where I was just like, holy shit, wow, she was good. She's still very young. I think she was 16 when they filmed it, so she was a little bit raw in some areas, but it's one of those things where if she wants to and she keeps at it, she will make it. I believe that. So Bronwyn Jean Henry, keep that name in the back of your head. You may see her at some point in the future. So yeah, I really enjoyed her performance. Thought she was great. I saw another short film called Lucy's Last Song, and I want to give that one a shout out because I'm pretty sure of all the things I saw, it had the best cinematography of anything. The cinematographer for that was Samuel Emerson Morgan, and it looked beautiful. It really did. I thought the cinematography was brilliantly done, excellently shot. It looked really, really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Once again, we're all indie. There's varying levels of professionalism there, and that was one of those things where it's like, not only does it look professional, like, it looks good. There's a lot of professional cinematographers in Hollywood that have work that looks worse than that. So yeah, I was just really impressed by his work. Similarly, there was another short, a comedy called An American Family Calamity, that was created by Drew Dammron, and the cinematographer was John Nodorft, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Nodorft, and that cinematography was very good. It was like Coen Brothers inspired. The whole thing kind of felt like Coen Brothers inspired in a lot of ways, and there was definitely a lot happening. There was a couple of shots that were a little bit goofy, but it was intentionally so. Like, it was a comedy, like I said, Coen Brothers style, and it was done very well. I really enjoyed the cinematography in that one as well. It was also a very funny film, a niche comedy as well, but for me, it was right up my alley in that kind of quirky, weird, very indie, very bizarre, very strange comedy, but I love that kind of stuff. The comedic timing of it was just brilliant too, which I guess you have to credit to the director, because it was just these pregnant pauses that would make you laugh before the punchlines even said, and I really enjoyed that. Next up has the most compelling name of the festival, which was Butt Stuff, which was created by April Yanko, and I adored this film. I also talked to her a lot afterward, and yeah, I just really enjoyed the comedic style of this one. I guess I haven't been giving plot summaries recently, but so the plot of this one is a guy has this sex toy, one of those like silicone like butts or whatever, but he ends up getting into a relationship or dating around and stuff like that, and the sex toy becomes sentient. I don't know if it was the whole time when it became sentient, it doesn't matter, but regardless, it becomes jealous and, you know, wants to seek revenge, wants to get him back, and it was absolutely hilarious. If you're a big fan of, like, the Daniels, that's what it reminded me of, like, Swiss Army Man style, like, obviously, much lower budget than something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, not nearly as over-the-top with special effects, although they did have green screen and puppetry and magic to make it look like the butt was moving on its own, but regardless, it was like I said, like the Daniels on a micro budget, and it really worked with the comedic timing. The whole thing is done as like a silent film with a musical soundtrack, and it was brilliant. It was hilarious. It was beautiful to look at. I really enjoyed it. There was this Toy Story 2 reference in it that I died at. I really, really enjoyed it. It was one of the funniest things I saw all week as well. Really big shout out to April. I thought she was fantastic. So shout out to them. And shout out to Butt Stuff. On a more serious note, I also saw a documentary called Adapt, which I've had a hard time finding information on online, but I believe it was created by Michael Roth. There is another documentary called Adapt that came out around the same time about a very similar thing on IMDb, but I do not believe they're connected. I do not believe they have anything to do with each other. But what Adapt was a documentary about special needs kids who were being trained for the Special Olympics, but during the COVID era when things were getting thrown out of whack and they were supposed to be getting ready for, I believe, the bowling in the Special Olympics, but then that was going to get rescheduled or canceled. And so there's all these things about how they want to help kids, help them to achieve goals and believe that they can do things and, you know, not just retreat into themselves because of their special needs. And it was a really powerful documentary, and I thought it was extremely well done. Once again, it was one of those that, like, despite it being indie, it felt 100% professional and real. Like, you could see it on TV or HBO or Amazon, any one of those places, and wouldn't bat an eye. You would just be like, yeah, of course, this is professional. I just thought it was extremely well done, really enjoyed that, and it's a great message too. So, like I said, kind of hard to find out information about it online, but I'm sure at some point in the near future it will be viewable somewhere. It's going to be picked up. I'm not, like, you know, just saying that, because with a lot of things indie that are really good, you just know that they're probably not going to get picked up. This is one of the things that I'm most confident in this of any of these things to be picked up by somebody and distributed, because it was just really good. It was a really good documentary. I should also give a shout out to the other feature that ended up winning Best Feature, was called All the Weekend's Drama, and I didn't get to see all of it because there was some scheduling conflicts. I had cousins in town and I was trying to get lunch with them, and so I missed part of their movie. I only got to see a little bit of it. Did talk to the guys. They're really, really, really cool guys. Really enjoyed talking to them. They said they're going to send me a screener link so I can see the rest of it. So, like, that's why I can't, like, give a full, like, thumbs up to it, because I didn't see all of it. But from what I saw of it, it was good. I enjoy what they did with the parts I saw. That was written and directed by John Rob Saunders, by the way. And like I said, really cool guy. Got to meet him. Very supportive. He was one of the people that watched my film and had a lot of great questions, a lot of support. It was awesome. Also, Brett Cormier was with him. I believe he worked on the film as well. Cool guys. Really cool guys. Loved meeting them. And like I said, plan to watch the rest of their film soon. And will definitely enjoy the rest of it, I'm sure. So those are all my favorite things that I think I saw. Granted, there was a lot of good things. I don't want to say, therefore, everything else I saw I didn't like. This was just some of the stuff I wanted to give a shout out. There was a lot of really talented people there. Also, a lot of things I didn't get to see. Just a lot of really cool people, a lot of really great experiences. Thank you once again to the film festival, Austin Revolution Film Festival. You guys were awesome. I was so grateful to be a part of it. So privileged to be honored in the way I was there. And yeah, I hope to be back next year. Hope to be involved in some way, even though I won't have a feature by next year. Yeah, just really, really enjoyed it. And once again, shout out to all of these people. All these people deserve your support. You should keep it on an eye for all of them, because they're all very creative, all very talented. So hope you enjoyed this. Once again, thank you for all the support you guys gave me as well. Like I said, there is more to come with this film. We're not done yet with this festival run. I will let you know about any and all festivals I get into with showings hopefully near you, so you can come as well. And yeah, we'll just see where it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.